We drove our RV all the way to Alaska for an entire summer. We have so much information in this video. Make sure you stick around for it.
And a quick thank you to our newest patrons, Trina and Mitch from Tennessee.
And Cujo, thank you so much.
We're so excited that you guys are the newest members of the Barely Squeakin By family. Good? Welcome back, enjoy the show.
Where do you want to go?
Put on your seatbelt. Surprise.
Okay. Today we're taking you all the way back to where it started. The footage you're about to see was taken in 2023 and was never going to see the light of day. We didn't have a YouTube channel during this time, but we were recording as though maybe we would eventually. I'm AuBrey.
I'm Jay.
We're barely squeaking by.
We packed our bags that summer and headed to Alaska.
And little did we know that this would become the start of our journey along the Pan American Highway.
I'm closing up shop, closing up my store. I know this city doesn't need me no more. And I know it ain't no mystery. I'm going on back to Bear Con.
You may have noticed we're driving a different rig, not the van you're used to seeing us in. That old RV is now in storage.
We didn't think at the time that the trip would be anything more than a summer vacation, but boy were we wrong.
My back is broke, my head is numb. This new generation's making me feel old.
And then that girl's the star of the show right there.
Yeah, the girl that show the show.
She's the one that fillets all the fish.
Yeah.
And she's super good at it.
She's fast.
I know I'm getting close to Bear Country.
We have to admit, we fell in love hard with Alaska. And if we had to pick a home today, we would build a house right in the middle of it.
Here is our 4 favorite things that we did while we were there, and with prices. Alaska is the most expensive place on the entire Pan American Highway.
Most people travel south to north, so as they trek on, it just gets more and more expensive. What we did is the opposite. So we spent all of our money in the beginning, and we're eager to get south where it's cheaper and we can save more money.
The first thing we did that knocked our socks off was go to the Glacier View Car Launch on the 4th of July.
America. Nothing says America more than destroying cars painted in patriotic colors.
Oh boy.
I can't wait. This was absolutely amazing. Never seen anything like it.
You're looking at the camping section. I guess you can camp here. You got drones flying in the air.
You got the Glacier
Glacier
River.
flowing.
We're getting close.
We're getting closer.
I'm excited.
You got kids climbing the hill over there. That announcer's going crazy. I feel like I'm at a NASCAR race.
This is definitely Alaska's version of the NASCAR.
How many always wins?
Showing off the engine here.
Good job. Come on down. Thank you.
The motorhome. Towing the boat. Damn, we got a Lexus in the lineup
Oh
here.
yeah, I've got a Lexus.
And we didn't think about it. They don't do fireworks in Alaska because the sun never goes down.
In the summer, it's like 24 hours of daylight.
So they came up with the next best thing. Launch cars off a 300-foot cliff in front of thousands of people.
That's America. That's life. And that's not it. That one.
And these people were wholesome country folk. Everybody was so nice. There was no fights. It was so cool. I would go to Alaska just to go back to that.
Oh, 100%. If you get a chance, by far, put it on your bucket list, because it was an experience that you will cherish for the rest of your life.
It was $20 to get in per person.
And you can bring all your own food and drinks when you go in. You don't have to spend money on vendor food. You could bring an ice chest full of beer if you wanted, and snacks. So that saves a lot of money.
Crazy. So crazy.
It's awesome.
It is.
Even if you can't go, look up some videos on YouTube about the Glacier View 4th of July car launch. It's a lot of fun to watch. It'll blow your mind.
God bless America.
One of the things I personally loved about being in Alaska over the summer is the daylight for so many hours. And we were able to sleep in our rig. We have blackout curtains, so that was fine. And I love it. It gives me so much energy to always look outside and there's light, and it felt safe all the time.
The second thing we did that we absolutely loved was go on a bear viewing tour. And we recommend everyone do this. It's quite expensive, but well worth it.
You're gonna hear that a lot in this video, how expensive it was, because it really was. I still can't believe how much we spent. The bear tour was $800 per person.
But this is an airplane bear viewing tour, not a boat tour. We would not recommend doing a boat tour because you spend most of your day on a boat getting to where the bears are. And when you take an airplane, you're there in 30 minutes.
Yes, and I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard with the boats, you don't get as close to the bears.
It's well worth the money. Spend it. You won't regret it. Trust us.
So you get on this little plane. They take you above these beautiful, stunning landscapes. You land right on the beach, and you're in the wild, in this untouched wilderness, right face to face with the bears. And we did not have firearms, and we did not have bear mace, and it's not allowed. You just go there and you take the risk, and you're brave, and that's what makes it everything it is. Your heart is beating the entire time. It was absolutely, it was life-changing for me. That was one of my favorite things that we did there.
Mine too. Part of it was because it involved aviation, general aviation, and I just love small airplanes. But I also have to tell you, it's safe around the bears because they're so focused on eating salmon. They don't see humans as a food source there, and they're so focused on catching fish that are spawning up the river or digging for clams or mussels. I forget which one they are interested in, but they could care less about the humans. They just walk right by like we're a tree or something or a bush. They don't even pay attention to us. So you don't really need the firearm or the bear spray. I know someone's gonna say something, but that's all right, we're here for it. Go ahead.
Hands down, something you have to put on your list if you go to Alaska, especially if you're a photographer. I went to school for photography in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I haven't used it in a long time, and it brought the spark back. So, highly recommend it. Man, I can't even say enough about it.
We look forward to going back just to do that again. The company we went with, we highly recommend. It's called Scenic Bear Viewing out of Homer, Alaska.
Run by a family.
And the owner, Martin, you may recognize, he had a viral video that was all over the internet maybe 2 years ago. And maybe we'll are you going to show part of that?
I'll share it.
You go.
Martin gave us the greatest experience. Absolutely look him up if you're in Homer and you want to do a scenic bear viewing.
We were there for 7 or 8 hours. That's how much time he gave us. It was worth the money for us. Yeah.
It was well worth it. Martin only does one trip a day, and a lot of the other tour companies, they squeeze 2 trips a day. So you're getting about half of the time with the other companies. and they even cost more money. So go check out Martin. He's a really cool guy.
As you'll also notice, everything we have done in Alaska is adrenaline inducing. That's another reason we had a blast there. You face a lot of fears when you're there. You have to be brave.
You do. And maybe that's why we loved Alaska so much, because we kind of like adrenaline, just from some of our past stuff in our life, just the pure living. So I don't know where I was going with that, but I got to keep it short because I tend to rant sometimes. Go to Alaska, you won't regret it.
All right, number 3. The third thing we did.
I don't either. I was hoping you were going to say. I was like, oh, what is it?
The third thing we did that was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that we got lucky to experience was...
We stayed in a remote wilderness cabin surrounded by mountains and glaciers with no link to the outside world except our little Garmin InReach that we had to buy just for this trip.
We had to bring all of our own food there. We had to take the snow and create our own water to drink.
And wash dishes. We had to go prepared with snowshoes, sleeping bags, all the foul weather gear, because we were on our own.
We brought our own toilet that we had to pack in and pack out. That's how desolate this was.
Let me help your visualization a little bit with that. We brought a bucket. We didn't carry a big old porcelain toilet out there.
Hey, the bucket was an upgrade though. That was an upgrade.
It was an upgrade. We had to take a helicopter to get there.
All right, it's day of. We got our stuff packed. We're going. Pretty excited.
First time on a helicopter for me. I'm getting my Sherpa bag ready here.
Yeah.
I guess I'm carrying all the gear.
That's not true. That's not true. I have at least 2 bags I'm taking. So yeah.
Yeah, this is my bag.
Catch you outside.
Though. Catch you outside. How about that? The helicopter trip there and back cost $3,000. So this was by far the most expensive thing we did in Alaska. We made it.
Made it. Putting on some snowshoes.
Here we go.
This feels like such a secret. This feels like it's just unbelievable here.
But
it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
It was, absolutely. I will remember that for the rest of my life. It was absolutely incredible. And we're there by ourselves. We hear avalanches, glaciers cracking.
Whoa. Look at the moon.
There's crevasses that you could fall in.
Wow.
Words cannot describe the experience that we had at this cabin.
And the thing that is always on your mind when you're there is you could be stuck there for days. Did we bring enough food? Are we gonna survive this? Am I gonna freak out? Because nobody's gonna come for you. If it's snowing, you have to wait that storm out till anybody gets there. That's what made it so intense. That's what made it worth every minute.
The helicopter to fly in, but if it stays like this tomorrow, we might be staying some extra days.
You really had to be with yourself, and
you had to be comfortable in solitude, because that's where you were. There was there wasn't even animals around. I mean, it's literally just glaciers.
Yes.
You couldn't walk out.
You would
Even
fall
if you
into a
wanted to.
crevasse if you walked out into the snow and ice. It was
extreme.
You were stuck on a rock, really.
Yeah. On a rock, in a cabin. Best experience ever.
Yes.
I would love to do it again. Will we ever? Maybe not, because it is quite expensive.
We had nothing, and I felt like we were worth millions of dollars. It was, yeah, so cool. Water's finally happened in the snow there. Jay's making some dinner. Wow, that glow is looking like whoa. So
It was definitely one of those things that if we had grandkids, we'd be telling about it when we were 90 years old, bouncing them on our knee. But I want to say, if you guys have any questions about Alaska, feel free to leave a comment, reach out to us. We'd love to share some of the details with you on what we did, what you should do, maybe what you shouldn't do, because your window in Alaska can be short because of the seasons. We were there all the way until winter pushed us out because we wanted to see the northern lights. And by the way,
we did.
That is one of the things that you do need to go to Alaska or the further north latitudes so that you can experience the Aurora Borealis. Is another bucket list item that we highly recommend for you to go and experience. So reach out. We'd love to share more of our experience and our knowledge with you. And who knows, maybe we'll be living there one day.
Yes, and we will get to that. Number 4. We didn't say how much that cabin was.
You're right, I didn't. The cabin, just to stay there per night, $500
with nothing
per night.
Bring all your stuff.
That's right. Plus the helicopter flight there and back. So you do the math, it added up quick. And now that brings us to number 4. Number 4 is driving the Dalton Highway. Traveling along the Dalton Highway took us probably 3 or 4 days. I believe it was over 500 or 600 miles from Fairbanks all the way to Prudhoe Bay. The mosquitoes were absolutely insane.
Dude,
whenever we'd stop the vehicle, they would just swarm us.
One photo, I'm probably getting so big because I think I can feel them.
No,
I kind of feel them.
And if you had a window down, well, they're all coming inside.
We just never wanted to get out. Basically, we just kind of drove, stayed on the road.
Drove, camped, slept, drove, camped. Yeah.
You get the idea.
Yeah. You don't see anyone on the Dalton Highway except
construction workers.
Construction workers and trucks, and then supply vehicles, semi-trucks going up to the oil field to resupply with equipment, food, so on and so forth.
What's he got?
He's got a coolant leak, and so he asked if we had coolant, which we don't, so we're just giving him water out of our tank, which is good enough to get him, to the next spot where he can get some coolant.
And it was so muddy. Our rig got totally covered in mud.
Yeah, I must have spent $80 at the car wash after that whole trip trying to get all that mud off of our rig.
Ooh, oh, everything's flying out. Surprisingly enough, that the whole stretch of road is the most expensive gas that you will ever see, which is really weird because the whole time you're following the pipeline, it was maybe $7 or $8 per
gallon. Yeah.
Dude, look at this truck. We lost the rear tire. Look at that. It's the state of Alaska. Huh. That's like an official vehicle.
Oh. Been there for a minute.
That tire flew off while they were driving. And probably went off into the bush.
So we finally get to Prudhoe Bay. You have to pay for a tour, of course.
To reach the water.
Everything in Alaska costs money. It was $60 per person, and you have to give them all your information because they do a background check on you because you have to go through a restricted area, which is the oil field.
Everybody needs, they need to know everybody that's going in case somebody doesn't come out. Like, sometimes the military's here and you don't know why. There's a wellhead, right? That's sitting on top of the hole that one of these big rigs would have drilled back in the day.
So we finally get to the Arctic Ocean. This is it.
We're gonna get in.
We're at the Arctic Ocean. Oh, there's people already in.
There's people already in.
All the way in.
All the way down over there.
We're
about
missing
to
out.
strip it. We're gonna get in this. We think it's like maybe 50 degrees.
Something. It's cold.
30 or 50.
It's cold.
We're gonna do it.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay.
They're like laying. Look at how deep it is.
Okay, let's do it. Should I run over there? Come on. We're about to get in.
Dunk in.
We're about to get in.
Dunk
Ready?
in. Yeah.
Come on.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
It feels so good. It's so good. Okay, look at you. 3, 2, 1.
It's all mine. Hey.
Did it.
It's not that bad, actually. I know.
It's not that bad. No, it's really not that bad. If you want it bad enough, you don't even feel it.
The water was cold.
It was cold. It was surprisingly very shallow, but it was still worth it.
Woo-wee. Get that nice wind chill. They provide a towel for you if you want to get in the ocean, which we did.
Feeling the burn. Your skin just burns and tingles on the outside, but it's so worth it. It feels so good.
Absolutely. If we went all the way up to the Arctic Ocean, you know we're getting in.
One end finished, and we gotta go all the way.
So in that moment, I don't know if it was when we were in the ocean or when we got out, that's when we decided, hey, maybe we should do this whole trip of the Pan American Highway, which we're halfway through now.
We slapped our sticker on the wall, and I still thought it was a joke that we wouldn't really do the trip, but here we are. We got our certificates for getting in the water. It says, awarded for braving the icy waters of the Arctic Ocean in Prudhoe Bay, Alaska. Did it.
The Arctic Polar Bear Club Certificate of Membership.
Polar plunged it. Wash away all your fears. Go do the trip. Do not take one of those tour groups. We've seen a lot of them out there like, hey, you want to go to Alaska? Come with us in your RV. And we were there and saw all these RVs.
Yeah.
With the numbers on them. And
She's talking about the RV caravans to Alaska.
I wouldn't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. You can do it yourself. It's easy.
Right.
It's not scary. It's not scary.
They try to sell you on the fear of it, but don't fall for it. You can just drive to Alaska. Everyone in Canada is super nice.
The roads are not as bad as they say either. That's also a myth. They were not as bad as they say.
There was some really bad sections and there were some really good or normal sections.
But we never like lost a tire or we never had an issue.
No, we didn't. But you're going to get a broken windshield. Guaranteed.
Oh, did we have that?
Yeah.
We had a broken windshield?
Yeah. I think we got 2
remember
cracks. Anyways.
Okay, broken windshield.
I'm getting off track again. I got to reel it back in here.
The question I have for you is, at some point in our lives, we won't be able to travel anymore. I don't know when that's going to be. In the future to come at some point, if Jay and I were to pick up and move to Alaska, because right now all our stuff sits in California, we don't necessarily want to live there in the coming future. If we do move to Alaska and say Jay builds a house or something, would you guys still watch? Would you watch our channel? Would you?
If we did like a building an Alaska series or something.
A building something in Alaska, would you watch or would you not? I'm just curious. That would be far off in the future because we still don't know what the future holds, but it's fun to think and play around with ideas.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm curious. Please answer because I want to know what you guys think.
There are a lot of channels out there who jump around. They're 1 minute they're traveling, 1 minute they're buying a boat, next minute they're buying a house, next minute they're having children. And people will follow, unfollow. And I'm curious where everybody's at and what do you think of that happening at some point? Because I don't know. I don't think we're going to be 90 and still in this van right here, but
definitely not in this van. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be still up for the adventure of traveling through foreign countries when I'm 90.
Jay's background is he is a general contractor, for those of you that didn't know.
So yeah, if we were doing a building thing, it wouldn't be a, figure out as I go sort of thing. I've built many houses and a lot of other things.
But it would be you. We're not gonna. We wouldn't pull in a company. I don't like those channels.
It would be us.
It would be us
because
building.
I'd put that girl to work too, and she'd be filming and doing the stuff too. I don't know. We just thought that could be fun, and it might be something in our future. But we want to know what you think about it.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing a little bit of that footage. We have a ton more. We also went through Canada and saw a ton of stuff. We went to Vancouver Island, so we'll save that for another rainy day, and we can share it then. Yeah,
it's fun actually to see where we started from.
Yeah, how the trip all started.
I'm excited for this video too because it brings back all these memories of Alaska, and we had a great time there.
Yeah, we loved it. We wish we would have filmed more actually. We should have filmed way more.
We didn't know.
We were so scared then.
We didn't know.
All right, I guess we'll see you next week. We'll be back on the road in Mexico. Hopefully this wasn't all confusing. You're like, well, you're Alaska, Mexico, bouncing around.
That's why we're barely squeaking by.
Yeah. All right. That was a lot. Whew.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Die living.
Take my body, but I'll never take my soul. Take my body, but I'll never take my soul.
Dude, look at these rigs. These things are badass. Those are like monster semi-trucks.
You can't even see us.
Well, then you can't see the balloons.
Be all the way to Alaska.
Okay, start over
No,
and speak up loud.
What did I say though?
I don't know. Get you read your lines.
I don't know what I said. B-roll for it.
And we want to. She doesn't care.
This is like man heaven over here, and I was telling him there's like no chicks here. There has to be no girls.
Hold on.
In this little end of the road town. Like I would never live here.
Did you hear what she just said? It's man heaven with no chicks here. She's so far off. That's not what I wanted.
It's okay, it's okay. Stick it. It's freezing today. It's so cold. And I feel like, so I put this big old thing on, and I feel like I look Alaskan. This is looking pretty, like, what do people in Alaska look like?
Nope, no clap.
No clapping? Okay.
You said you didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay, go.
It was a hell of a ride.
There's some sketchy ass road. There's some white knuckle moments. I got bitched out by a construction worker pilot car driver because I was going too slow.
This is definitely America over here in Alaska. This is the last piece of America that's left right here. Yeah.
I know that the hunger hour is amongst us here.
Yep.
So it happens like that.
It does.
It adds up quick.
You didn't say how much the cabin was.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I said $500. Roll the camera back. That is so untrue. I think man heaven would have a bunch of chicks.
Oh, man. I don't know.
This isn't man heaven. This is man hell.
Is this Alaskan? Or I look like a bear? Cool.
You want to get in there?
No, I'm not getting in
Get
there.
a pose with him?
No, I'm not getting a pose.
Are you sure?
Yeah. We've got this toilet in front of us. Hopefully we're not wearing this toilet by the end.
Yeah, I hope he strapped it down good. It's shaking quite a bit.
Yeah, it is. It's a work of art.
Official.
Sorry, I can't look at you all the time because I have to drive, shift gears, look at all the man heaven stuff. This is great.
Was it great?
Yeah, it was great.
We're gonna put a sticker on there. The mosquitoes are wild.
They're out.
They're
That's why I
out.
got my hood on. That's why I'm all covered up.
I don't know. There's nothing for a girl here.
There's nothing for anyone
After you put
here.
that sticker on, it's like I am out.
Yeah, we're out of here. Okay, put that in the history books there. The Arctic Ocean.
Arctic Ocean. Check.
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 Yeah, bring some extra fuel cans and fill up in Fairbanks where the fuel's cheaper.
And now the journey starts because this is actually the beginning right here. Now we have to go south.